Hi everyone, it's Louise with louisemckayart and welcome to my channel. And today I'm working on a half of a charcuterie board. So if you see these paints, little silicone mats here, I do all my paint skins, because that's what we're doing today, on these silicone mats. Because what happens is once the painting dries, you're able to just peel it up like a little peel and stick thing. So this is a silicone mat. I'm going to do my creation on here, and the creation is going to go on here. And this is a plain charcuterie board that I picked up at Big Lots, who is going out of business. And what I'll be doing is I have two paint skins in process. This will be my second one. I'll have a paint skin here. I'll have a paint skin here. Meanwhile, I'll sand all this down, clean this up, and refinish this. The top of this will have a coating of food grade wood oil. And the ends will have the pieces of paint skin on it that I will then resin. So the resin will be on the paint skin portion to have it pop. And this part will be just wood with the food grade oil. So that's the plan for today. Now, this is a commission piece. I was asked by one of you subscribers. And I'm not going to say who, because I don't know if they would want me to say that. But I'm at their direction, they gave me colors, and the palette is over here. I've already made the coasters, and so I got a coaster set with the charcuterie board, and let's get underway. So what I have is my pillow paint. So in a bloom, you start with the pillow paint. Now my idea is to have it go longer ways this way, shorter way that way, so it fits on that charcuterie board in a way that when I cut it down, it'll fit really nice and overlap the sides. So as you see, I'm kind of cheating it already in the long direction. So when I blow this out, I'll already be going in the right direction. A little more. Call that. And as I build this up and spread this out with spinning, I will probably add a little bit more pillow as I go. So there we go. First color, this is Modern Masters Venetian Blue. Now I've got to remember, because I changed the order on the last one I did. So please, if you're out there and you see me making a mistake, tell me to stop. Because I'm going to go Modern Masters Blue. This is Arteza's Pearl Pastel Green with TLP Pre-Night. This is my Amsterdam's Olive Green Deep. This is my Iridescent Silver from Glidden. So I'm going to bump with the blue first, the Pre-Night, the green, silver, blue again, right before my Payne's Gray combination, which is Arteza with Glidden. And actually this one has got some creative inspirations, which I've never used before in it, because I was down at Fort Myers, Florida with Kathleen's little soiree. Her Patreon account was having a big shindig down there with classes and sharing, and it was fantastic. And one of the colors I needed was Payne's Gray, and my colors were too thin, so I needed the creative inspirations to thicken it up, and it worked like a champ. So that's my blue. Matter of fact, let me just do this. Put it right there. This is the Pre-Night combination with the Pearl Pastel Green. Here we go, and I'm a drizzler. I like to just layer it like this. So I do believe it helps these colors just kind of breathe through each other. Now, that was a big blob. Okay, so this is the green, Amsterdam's Olive Green Deep. So the client wanted a hunter green, which is this is sort of the representation of that. They also wanted a blue, deep blue, like a navy blue, which is what that Modern Masters brings. And then a little silver for the gray that they were looking for. And the rest was on me to come up with a color combination that would enhance those colors and make it all come together. So that's when I am using now this silver as a representation for the gray. And then I used this pre-night to offset the deep green. Here's the blue again. But this color here was kind of dead nuts on the color in the palette I was given. She sent me a picture. Sending me a picture helps a lot. And yes, I do create on demand. So if anybody out there wants me to create something, I'm all for it. I have no problem doing that. In fact, I love doing that. So I take all these specific color combinations as kind of a challenge into themselves because, you know, I am now not just creating for something I'm playing with. I'm creating for somebody else something that they're looking for, which is just it's a little bit of a challenge because it's stressful in some ways, but also fun in another, to hopefully hear them be quite happy in the result. So that's that. Now, I've got my American Floetrol cell activator over here. If you want to see it, it's video 141. I will link it above. You can see how I make it and what goes into it. Always mix beforehand. Titanium white from Amsterdam. Oxide black from Amsterdam. Both are opaque colors. Here we go. So as usual, I usually talk through the blowout here, and all I'm doing is blowing straight down into that cell activator to get it to start to spread and open up in as perfect a circle as possible. And then once I get that shape, I aim my blow at that ridge where the cell activator meets the paint. And then I blow that ridge out over the pillow. And I go all the way around until I have it fully stretched out, but not to go so far that I'm over the edge of the pillow. If you want to see a good video, check out my video 419. I call it The Art of the Blow, and I talk you and show you through the blowout on a small composition using your lungs. And I show you the different angles and what that creates and the different speed of the blowout and what that creates and give you all kinds of tips in that video. I will link it above. It's 419. Check it out. Also, while I have a free second here, I just want to remind you to check my description box where I have links to different videos and links to different products that I use, some information that might be helpful to you. Not my best blowout. These almost look like it's, the way these colors blended this time, it looks like watercolor. It's almost like I forget the word I'm looking for. It almost looks stained glass-ish. All right, let's break up the surface tension a little bit on the ends. So as I get ready to spin, the paint will know it won't have any break on it. It'll be flowing all the way around. I'll cut through some of this. But let's give it a spin, see what we get. So as this starts to stretch, as the composition starts hitting the end of the pillow, I'm going to put down more pillow. I'll cut that part out. I'll show you once, and then I will not show, but tell you that I'm doing it. Because in these videos, I try to be as succinct as possible. There's some repetition. I don't want you to be bored with some of the stuff I'm doing. So right now I've got these two ends that are kind of encroaching on the edge. So we're going to give it a little more pillow here, just for flow. Do the same thing over here. Just give it some space. So I want it to just keep opening up all together as I spin this out. Give it another real roll. Notice I'm not being really particular with how fast I'm going. I'm not going very slow because it's just going to do what it's going to do. Give it a little more pillow. So what I'm looking for here is about 6 inches going that way and 7 to 8 inches going the other. Now bear in mind, as I work on this, after it's dry, I will be cutting it out like a paper doll. And I'll be cutting out the shape that I'm going to apply to the board itself. So some of this will not make it through, but that's okay. I mean, and some people say, well, why don't you just bloom directly on? I've done it. I don't like it that way. I literally don't like the results. Because I want my blooms to look intact. And I want them to, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I like it. I like this way. Everybody's got their way. My way might not be your way. But at the end of the day, you're the creator. You decide how you want to do things. So I have thought about the reasons why I don't like putting it directly on the board. And it's simply that when you go to spin it out, you can't get this 24-inch piece central on the spinner to get it to spin out uniformly. And what happens is it ends up going lopsided. And that's what I don't like about it. Just trying to get the shape, a pleasing shape. Pretty happy with this. Basic colors too, just basic green and blue with silver. I mean, it's pretty basic. And look at that. American Floetrol Cell Activator. So pretty. So pretty. Okay, I'm going to see how my size is. So like I say, I'm looking for about 6 across. There's about maybe a little bit more I can go there. And about 8 this way. I can even go a little more. Because I'm not counting the pillow or part of the colored framework of Payne's Gray around it. Because that's going to come off. Some of that's going to come right off. Here we go. This might do it. I might play around with the palette knife just a bit, but that looks so, the colors have blended so nice. So that's 7. Let's probably need a little bit more there, and almost 5.5. One more spin. It's getting near the edge of the pillow, so I just don't want it to run over. And right here we are running over, so I'm going to put a little more pillow down there, even though I'm almost done. Because as this dries and it flattens down, I don't want it to get wonky. Oof, didn't mean to do that. Okay. All right. Maybe a little tiny bit of palette work. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I like it just the way it is. I mean, it's almost like it has its natural breaks anyway without me having to do anything artificial. Let's just make this a little more even over here. Just come in a little bit. Just a hair. I think that's done. Take a look at the board. A little bit of overlap. I think that's done. Yeah, that's nice. I'm happy with that. I'll be glad to see this one dry. So I'll let this dry for probably at least 4 days before I peel it, and I'll be back for the next process. So here are the final results of the 2 paint skins that I'll be applying to the board. All right, everyone, so these have been drying for about 5 days, 4 or 5 days, and I'm just going to peel them off. These are the skins for the charcuterie board that I'm making, and look at that. It's just that simple. So I wanted to take a second just to show you how easy this is. Now, this little mat here is a silicone mat. I got it from Walmart, and as you can see, it's cut down. It was 4 times the size. I cut it 4 ways, so I get 4 times the use out of them. All right, now on to the next phase. Will be cutting out this format. However, I'm going to have it go onto the charcuterie board, and I'll be back to applying the paint skin to the charcuterie board. All right, everyone, I'm back, and what I'm doing here is going to be working on the paint skin application, and I'm going to apply it with this matte varnish, although I think you can use any kind of varnish, probably can even use Mod Podge, but this is what I'm using for my adhesive for this paint skin. So I've got them lined up where I want them, and these are the 2. This is for that commission piece again. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how I do one. Let me bring it more to the center. And then I'll show you it when it's done. Then after I do this part, I will end up resining the ends. And many of you asked, why do I only resin this part and not the whole thing? Well, number one, it's expensive to put resin over across this whole thing. You know, I'm talking about, if I were to divide this 5 ways, 2/5 versus 5/5, that's like, you know, 60% more resin on this, and it's just more expensive. Plus, when I only resin the blooms, they pop versus the wood part that is more subdued. All right, so here we go. So I know generally where this is going to be laying, and I'm going to try to get my varnish in the spots without going too far over the edge. But I know I'm going to go over the edge a little bit over there. So I'm just laying it down here. And more importantly, I'm going to lay it on the skin. And it doesn't have to be pretty. And I'm going to fast forward through this. Just cover the back, lay it down. I'll be good to go. Get it kind of lined up, mostly generally where I want it to go. I'm going to work fairly quickly because this will adhere pretty quick. I'm going to push out all the extra, push out all the extra varnish, get out all the air bubbles, really get it flat. And then fold it over, and then hold down the edges. Take a minute or so to adhere. If it doesn't adhere the first time, you can always come back. Just hold it. Hold. As Braveheart says, hold. Hold. All right, it's probably good. Now work on this side. All right, everybody, the moment of truth is here. I have about 150 entries here between the 2 videos that we had the opportunity for the giveaway. And I have everybody's name broken down in slips. You can see your names there. If you entered both videos, you have 2 entries in here. And let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to pull the first one out. The first one I pick is going to be the first winner. Let's just pick a name. The winner is Joey Casey. I think that's, I'm not going to say. That's Joey Casey. So I will do a screenshot of this, and you're the first winner, so you get the choice of the coasters, whatever 4 sets you want, or the jars. So that's one winner. And then this is number 2 winner. And oh, August Acrylics Art. August, you are the 2nd winner. Congratulations. So if you look in my description, you'll find my email. Just email me so we can get in contact with each other, and I will get your address and everything. And please don't say anything in the comments about the winners. I want them to find out by watching the video. And I hope by this Friday, you guys will get a hold of me so we can get these prizes distributed. And congratulations. Thanks a lot for playing along, everybody, and thanks for your support. Okay. Once again, Joey Casey gets first choice and August gets second pick. So back to the video real quick. This is the wood butter that I use on the charcuterie board. So on the face of the board, in between the resin portions, I put a couple layers of this food grade wood butter, and on the back, I do stain it slightly and then apply a layer of varnish. And then I'm not going to show you the resined process, but here are the final resin results. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you had fun with the giveaway as well. And if you are new here, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell and all, support my channel, leave a thumbs up and a comment. I get back to everybody, and hopefully you guys get some tips and tricks of the different things that I create. And please check my playlists out for different creations that I make. I make all kinds of things from these charcuterie boards to coasters, clocks, all kinds of functional art. Please check out the playlists and you'll get some ideas for yourself. So everyone, that's all I have for now. Until next time, take care.